subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he says, وَلَا تُخْزِنِي يَوْمَ يُبْعَثُونَ عَلَى لِسَانِ إِبْرَاهِيم, on the tongue of Ibrahim al-Khalil, the friend of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he asks Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not to cause him to be of those who despair on the day of resurrection. وَلَا تُخْزِنِي يَوْمَ يُبْعَثُونَ الْيَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَالٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ. A day in which, that day of judgment is a day in which no amount of wealth, or children, family, or friends are going to be of any help, إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ, except he who comes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with a heart that is purified. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses the word salim. Salim here comes from the word salima. It is the same root word that the word Islam comes from. And if Islam means peace, right, or if Islam means submission, then that is the similar root word to salim, having a heart that is submissive to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that finds peace and tranquility with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordained for it, and with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prohibited it from. A heart that is pure, salima min al-amrad, that is pure from any type of ailment and any type of sickness. إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. The person who comes with this type of heart is the one who will find success on the day of judgment. إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ الَّذِينَ إِذَا ذُكِرَ اللَّهُ وَجِلَتْ قُلُوبُهُم. Verily the believers, those who have iman in their hearts, are those who, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioned, their hearts tremble. Out of fear, out of awe, out of love. How does your heart tremble for someone that you love? When you do something wrong? When you do that thing which they they told you not to do, and you promised them that you'll never do it, and you go and do it, and they find out that you do it, your heart starts to tremble. That is the love that you have for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when Allah is mentioned, your hearts tremble. Those are the believers. وَإِذَا تُلِيَتْ عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتُهُ زَادَتْهُمْ إِيمَانًا. And when His ayat are recited unto them, زادتهم إيمانا, their iman is increased, وعلى ربهم يتوكلون, and they are those who rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are the believers whose hearts are pure. ألا إن في الجسد مضغة. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that there is a morsel of flesh in your body. إذا صلحت صلح الجسد كله. That if it is purified, it is rectified, it is salim, the entire body, your entire actions, your very being, the way you present yourself, the way you carry yourself, will be salim. وإذا فسدت فَسَدَ الْجَسَدُ كُلُّ. And this morsel of flesh in your body, if it was to be corrupted, if it was not to be purified, if it was to be left as it is, to follow its desires, to fall into doubt, then the entire body, the actions that emanate from that heart will be of the same, corrupted, full of doubt, full of disbelief. أَلَا وَهِيَ الْقَلْبُ. That is verily the heart. So the heart holds a grave importance in the Sharia of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with regards to our guidance and our connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Only those who have a pure heart will be saved. بَلَا مَنْ أَسْلَمَ وَجْهَهُ لِلَّهِ وَهُوَ مُحْسِنٌ فَلَهُ أَجْرُهُ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِ وَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. And we mentioned this sentence before. وَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. That this is particular to the people of Jannah. Those who enter into Jannah, لا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He talks about the people of Jannah like this in many, many ayat. This is their characteristic. No fear, no grief, no anxiety, no depression, no worry about wealth, pure reliance and love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So those who submit themselves, مَنْ أَسْلَمَ وَجْهَهُ, and wajh here doesn't mean face, right? Because wajh in Arabic can mean face as well. But here it means your heart, right? مَنْ أَسْلَمَ وَجْهَهُ, whoever submits his heart to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَهُوَ مُحْسِنٌ, and he strives to perfect his character, strives to perfect his actions, do the utmost that he can possibly do for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for the benefit of himself and the believers. وَهُوَ مُحْسِنٌ فَلَهُ أَجْرُهُ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِ. This is the person who will receive their reward with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, if having a pure heart, purifying our heart, which is one of the maham of the anbiya, one of the jobs, one of the professions, one of the occupations of the messengers, alayhi salatu wassalam, and one of the main occupation of our messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam. هو الذي بعث في الأميين رسولا يتلو عليهم آياته ويعلمهم الكتاب ويزكيهم. Right, teaches them the book, the Quran. Right, ويزكيهم, and he purifies them. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam was sent to purify, to يتمم مكارم الأخلاق, right, to perfect good manners. He's come to purify us. Okay, so if purifying our hearts, purifying ourselves is a means for our success with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a means for our connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that means the opposite of which it leads to our destruction. And that is the sickness and the ailment of the heart, the lack of its purity. Anything that is not pure is filthy. Anything that is not healthy is sick. So the sickness of the heart is going to lead us to, ultimately, to Jahannam. Now there are two types of sickness of the heart, my dear brothers and sisters, listening at home. The two sicknesses are, the first sickness is the sickness of ash-shubha, marad ash-shubha, the sickness of doubt. And this is the sickness that the munafiqun and the kuffar have. في قلوبهم مرض فزادهم الله مرضا. That is the characteristic of the munafiqun, the description of the munafiqun. At the beginning of Surah Al-Baqarah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the mu'minun, then He talks about the kuffar, then He talks extensively about the munafiqun. These three categories of people that no single human being is ever outside of. You are either a believer, you are either a disbeliever who doesn't believe, or you are either a munafiq. مُذَبْذَبِينَ بَيْنَ ذَلِكَ لَا إِلَهَ هَؤُلَاءِ وَلَا إِلَهَ هَؤُلَاءِ. Sometimes you believe because it benefits you, and sometimes you disbelieve because it benefits you. You don't care about having a purified heart. فِي قُلُوبِهِمْ مَرَضٌ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes these people as having a sickness in their heart. This sickness is a sickness of doubt. They doubt the very ayat that are recited to them. They doubt the very messengership of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the very occupation of purifying the heart. What's purifying the heart? What's that all about? Right? That's not going to get me anywhere. That's not going to make me richer. That's not going to make me more established in the dunya. That's not going to raise my status amongst the people. That's not going to make people look at me in a different way if I purify my heart. What's that going to do? Let me go out and become some stockbroker or some other person in finance where I can get loads of money, and then people will look at me differently. Then I'll get respect of people, and then I will. None of this stuff matters. None of this stuff matters. Right? You are all going to your graves, and you will leave all of this stuff behind. This stuff that you think gives you status, all of this stuff will be left behind. And you will be left with what? قَلْبٌ مَرِيضٌ. A sick heart. And with this sick heart, you will meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's the first type of sickness. The sickness of shubha, doubting. Doubting in your iman, doubting in Allah, doubting in the messenger. If this is not rectified, if this sickness is not rectified, you will acquire the characteristics of nifaq. And anybody who acquires the characteristics of nifaq will ultimately have an evil end. The second type of sickness is the sickness of shahwa. فَيَطْمَعَ الَّذِي فِي قَلْبِهِ مَرَضٌ وَقُلْنَ قَوْلًا مَعْرُوفًا. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the women around the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, He instructs them not to, what's the right word to say? Not to say certain things that will lead the people that they are talking to astray. Not to speak in a certain way, to say certain things, so that the people who have shahwa in their hearts, these desires, covetousness, this covetous nature that they have in their hearts, that will lead them or cause them to go astray. And this is just an example of one type of shahwa that you have in your heart, but you have many types of shahwa. Shahwa for women, shahwa for money, shahwa for men if you're a woman, right? Shahwa for the opposite sex, let's just say that, right? Shahwa for money, shahwa for status, right? Pride and arrogance and egotism, all of that stuff is the shahawat in your heart. These are all types of sickness that resides in your heart. If your heart is not purified, these things are going to be allowed to stay there, and they're going to become wretched and putrid and smell and spread like a cancer, until the point where you come to the edge of belief and disbelief, and you're on the precipices of falling into kufr, and you have absolutely no idea how you got to that point. How on earth did I get here? Yesterday I was a Muslim, and today I'm thinking, is Islam true? Because none of these illnesses were ever rectified. You did not try to purify your soul. Luckily for us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, despite sending us this sickness, has also given us the remedy to purify ourselves from this. And lo and behold, the first and foremost thing, قُلْ هُوَ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا هُدًى وَشِفَاءٌ وَالَّذِينَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ فِي آذَانِهِمْ وَقْرٌ وَهُوَ عَلَيْهِمْ عَمَى. The shifa of the mu'minun. For these ailments and sicknesses of the heart is one thing and one thing alone. Any guesses what that is? The Quran. The Quran is the shifa for all of your heart's ailments. The Quran is your key to the connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Quran is the key to purifying your heart. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says about it, قُلْ هُوَ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا هُدًى وَشِفَاءٌ. This Quran, say it is for the believers guidance and shifa, a remedy for their ailments. وَالَّذِينَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ فِي آذَانِهِمْ وَقْرٌ. And those who disbelieve, this Quran, for them, whenever it is recited, it is as if they have their ears filled with cotton wool. They stuff their ears with a stuffing that causes them to not be able to hear. فِي آذَانِهِمْ وَقْرٌ وَهُوَ عَلَيْهِمْ عَمَى. And they are blind to its guidance. So if the Quran is recited and it has absolutely no effect on you whatsoever, which side of Iman are you on? There are 4 conditions in order to be able to benefit from the Quran, in order to be able to acquire the remedy from the Quran. 4. The first is that the Quran has to be recited. The Quran has to be there in your life. It can't just be something that you know about, but never recite, never listen to, never hear. Except once a week, maybe on a Friday, if you manage to get a reservation on Eventbrite for Jummah. Right? If that's the only time you're ever going to hear the Quran, guys, there is not much chance of you guys ever alleviating yourselves from these sicknesses. So Quran has to be there, the stimulus has to be there. Secondly, there has to be a place for the Quran to reside, a place for this stimulus to reside, and that is your heart. Thirdly, you have to listen to the Quran intently. You can't just have it playing on in the background, even if you are playing it. You can't just recite it for the sake of reciting it and have absolutely no idea what the words mean. There has to be an effort to understand the Quran. And the 4th condition is that you shouldn't be distracted. Don't be distracted when you are listening to the Quran or reciting the Quran. Some people, mashallah, they memorize some portion of the Quran, they're reciting it, even if it's from Juz Amma, from the back of the Quran, they're reciting it and it's just coming off their tongue. And if they were to be stopped, they wouldn't know which ayah they stopped at, they wouldn't know where they are in the Quran, they'd just be like, where am I? I have to be reminded of it. They're distracted, they're thinking about other things. So don't be distracted when you are listening to the Quran. These 4 conditions are put perfectly in an ayah of the Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَذِكْرًا لِمَنْ كَانَ لَهُ قَلْبٌ أَوْ أَلْقَى السَّمْعَ وَهُوَ شَهِيدٌ. إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَذِكْرًا. The first thing is the dhikr, the Quran, the reminder. لِمَنْ كَانَ لَهُ قَلْبٌ. The second is you have a place where this Quran can reside, and that is your heart. أو ألقى السمع. أو هنا ليس للتخيير. أو ألقى السمع, the one who listens intently. Alqa sam, alqa, to throw, as if he throws his hearing, right? Like Musa alayhi salam throws his staff. Alqi asak, alqa, throw his hearing. So he's listening intently, nothing else is distracting him. وهو شهيد, and he is witnessing, he bears witness. شهد الشيء إذا رآه بعينه, right? If you see something with your eyes, that is shahada. So you are listening intently and you are there wholeheartedly, you are not distracted. Those are the 4 conditions in order to benefit from the Quran. There are 4 tools, likewise, to help you in order to benefit from the Quran. The first is your tongue. You have all of these tools with you right now in your body. You don't have to buy them, right? You don't have to download them on your phone. You don't have to do anything. They are with you right now in your body. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created them for you. The first is your tongue. Recite the Quran in abundance. That is why Musa alayhi salam had such a high station with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because he was the Kaleem of Allah, right? He was the one who spoke to Allah. So, recite the Quran much. Have the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on your tongue. Make your tongue ratdan bi dhikrillah, moist with the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The second is your ears, right? Listen to the Quran much. There's an ayah in the Quran, رَبَّنَا إِنَّنَا سَمِعْنَا مُنَادِيًا يُنَادِي لِلْإِيمَانِ أَنْ آمِنُوا بِرَبِّكُمْ فَآمَنَّا. The believers were guided to believe. Why? Because a group of them heard people calling them. They heard a call to Iman, so they believed. If you don't hear the Quran, if you don't listen to the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there is no chance for you to rectify your heart. The third is your eyes. You do not look except to which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to that which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with. We think that the things that we listen to, the things that we say when we gossip, or when we listen to music, or when we watch films or other things on TV that are lewd in nature and not pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we think that this doesn't have an effect on us. But it does, brothers and sisters, it does. It has a grave effect on our hearts. To the point where it'll come to a point where the Quran is recited, you would rather turn the Quran off and listen to something else. That is the situation that you will get to if left unchecked. And the fourth and final tool that you can use is your mind. أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ أَمْ عَلَىٰ قُلُوبٍ أَقْفَالُهَا. Do they not ponder and think about this remembrance of that is the Quran, or are upon their hearts locks that are tightened, that they are sealed shut? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us and grant us the ability and enable us to benefit from the Quran, to make it a cause of our own shifa, so that we can connect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, increase in our iman, and be able to be exemplary for those around us to follow. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه وبعد. Verily there is a time on the day of Jumu'ah in which if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asked for anything, He will not leave the one who asks empty-handed, and we pray that this is the hour in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept our du'as. So we ask Him with the utmost sincerity and from the bottom of our hearts to forgive our sins, to overlook our shortcomings, and to save us from the punishment of the hellfire. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. عباد الله رحمكم الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله العلي الجليل يذكركم واشكروه يزدكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. وأقم الصلاة.